Today we are reacting to Travis Hunter fires these shots at his haters. We on the road to 100K, okay? So if you ain't hit that like and subscribe button and turn on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I honestly hope to see Travis Hunter and his girlfriend, his now wife. I hope they can see it through. You know what I'm saying? Live a good, long, happy life together. You know what I'm saying? But the red flags are most definitely there. But hey, Travis Hunter, he's clapping back, you know? So let's see what it's hitting for, man.
Welcome to your favorite news network, the Dusty News Network. You know where Negro news comes first, and I'm so excited to be your host today. Breaking news.
Shouts out to O'Shea
Travis
Duke.
Hunter is a very special case. I don't think there's been an athlete like him in the last 10 years who's done something so silly, which is getting married to
Bro. And no. Let's back up and give bro his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Let's back up and give bro his flowers, because I thought he was gonna say something else. He's the first athlete in a minute to play both sides of the ball. Give bro his flowers, man.
in years who's done something so silly, which is getting married to a woman with no prenuptial agreement, especially with a history of getting her cheeks clapped across social media like Leanna Lene. Like, she didn't even try to hide it. It was all there. It's all visible. He saw the proof. He had every reason to cut her off, but didn't do it. And he was reprimanded.
Bro, I done been a stupid nigga before, bro. Not gonna lie to y'all. I was blinded in the moment. Look back on it like, damn, I can't do it again. You know?
Hunter has a prenup. Everyone who's married has a prenup. It just was written by the state. It was written by the government. Rather than written by him and the person he allegedly loves more than the other 8 billion other options in the world. Like, every marriage has a prenup. A prenup is just a rule set. Okay. And Travis Hunter is a smart guy who knows how to play within a rule set, because his NFL career and his college career, all this demonstrates how well he plays within a rule set.
What are you talking about a rule set for, bro? Nigga, the rule says you can have either or. You can have one or you don't have to have one. That's the rule. You know what I'm saying? The state they got married in.
Anytime I've represented professional athletes, which I've many of over a 25-year career, I can tell you, these guys know how to work within a rule set. They know how to bend a rule set. They know how to comport themselves to what's expected of them. But what's foolish here is that he has decided, look, I've been to the DMV. I've never walked into the DMV and went, these people should be in charge of everything. They should be in charge of the rules of my relationship. And see, NFL players in particular are really susceptible, because here's why. NFL players have the shortest careers of professional.
But wait, there's more. But Travis Hunter is still spending money before even playing an NFL game. And we know that he got...
Bro, I just heard they bought a $3 million house in Jacksonville. You might be playing for the Chargers next season, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Recently married to Leanna Lene, and he bought her...
Niggas might get injured, bro. Like, man, these are just not smart moves to make, bro. You know? He's young. He's gonna have to go through it. He's gonna have to live and learn, bro. Can't tell. How can you tell someone who has more money than you anything, bro? And that's what be wrong with these people that do end up getting a lot of money, bro, because people be scared to tell them stuff. Be scared to tell them the truth. Why would they fumble the bag? You know what I'm saying?
Or a $600,000 car or a truck or Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon.
Yeah,
okay, so we know about that. But he hasn't stopped, okay?
She look a little pregnant. Tell me she don't. Tell me she don't look a little pregnant, bro. Or she's just out of shape like a motherfucker. Is that his child? World, baby. never know. We'll know if the baby. Bro, I hate the sound. If the baby ugly, cause they both not. They both not. You know what I'm saying?
G-Wagon, okay? So we know about that. But he hasn't stopped, okay? Get this. A breathtaking 13-room mansion, all right, before he even plays the game. This lavish mansion is 8,125 square foot. It's located inside of the dated Deerwood Country Club. It contains 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and a 4-car garage. It is on the incredible 7.5 acres and includes an outdoor swimming pool, pickleball court, home gym, billiards table, and theater room. Okay? Now, I know guys are going to think about what is to be worried about regarding the prenuptial agreement. Of course, we already know that part, but let's look at it from another perspective, okay? Just last year, Caleb Williams, it was rumored that he bought a $13 million home. He was the number 1 pick.
This is already known that these are bad decisions just over time. The NFL has been around for a while now, bro. There's been plenty of NBA players, basketball players come out say, "Hey, that's the worst thing to do whenever you first get to the league, bro, is to get married and to buy a house." To even buy a house in general, you know what I'm saying? It gets to a point you've been in the league so long, you know what I'm saying? You probably is gonna buy a house in a place that you know you want to stay. Man, this fucking that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna buy a home in a place that you gonna stay, not where you are currently playing at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't buy the home. Now, where is he from? That nigga, I think. He not from Florida, is he? I don't know. Is what's his name from Florida? Then okay, that's different. Is what Travis Hunter? Is Travis Hunter from Florida? If he from Florida, then that's different. This nigga, it's different if you buying it where you from, and that's where you after your career, something happens, you get injured, whatever, you can't play again. Is this where you gonna want to be? You know what I'm saying? That's what you think about, bro.
In the 2024 draft, and Travis Hunter is the number 2 pick of 2025.
You don't get married without no prenup, bro.
He bought allegedly a house worth $12.9 million, and Cam Newton talked about that, and this is what he had to say.
As soon as you buy something, or as you're considering buying something, you need to also be considering the escape plan.
Right.
What was the quote on Heat? Did y'all see that?
It's not as easy to get out as it is to get in.
Be attached to something that you can't leave in 60 seconds.
So he said, hey, you might not want to buy something that you can't liquidate within 60 seconds. Now, that's interesting because probably Cam Newton, who's a former number 1 pick himself, most likely made this same mistake. But the second point he's going to make is awesome.
But understand this. It's a backbreaker. That's still your investment 4 years down the pipeline, and you talk about, bro, I want to trade. And right. You're going to be stuck with that fee on 3 acres, 2.9.
Yeah, bro.
He's like, hey, in the NFL, you're buying a home thinking you're going to be there forever.
Because niggas don't think, bro. Niggas, you got to think, man. We grew up, and then all you did was go to school and play football, bro. You never really even paid attention to anything at school. And it's not like school would have taught you anything anyways. So you don't know nothing once you get all this money, bro. The lawyers and people that you do have around you, they're not actually telling you and guiding you in the right direction. Everybody looking at you like a bag. You know what I'm saying? That's the fucked up part. Like, my nigga, bro, he had a Chiefs training camp. My nigga, he in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, my nigga, you gonna have to look. I know you want to get your people right and spend this, but listen, you gotta put this money up. You don't need to sign no lease. Okay, you want to file your contract on this team, but you don't gotta sign a 5-year contract on a house though, a lease, or you don't have to buy no house there. That's not guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to rent something cheap, get something, you know what I'm saying, cheap as you can get it. You know what I'm saying? Live within your means. You don't have to spend all that money, invest it. The number one thing is to invest it. Marshawn Lynch didn't spend his money. Marshawn Lynch said he lived off endorsements. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do if you is gonna do that. Then the rest of that money you can put in a high yield interest at 3%. Each $1,000,000 is $30,000. I'm getting 3.6. That's 36,000 a year. Passive income, interest, savings account. Now imagine all the millions. Niggas, that's generational wealth. That's how you do it. That's what you're supposed to do. Keep investing the money.
But things change so much in the league, guys. We already know coaching staff changes. The Jaguars were not good that last year. So it's possible that they could bring in a new head coach.
The greatest adventures begin at Maverick. Start yours with the Maverick app. Unlock amazing
niggas
deals.
Just be so happy once they get that.
They can bring in a new general manager.
Niggas get that first initial, like, you're always excited about everything new at first, bro. And this is new. The money's new, everything's new, bro. That shit's gonna wear off. That's basically what Cam Newton is saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that newness gonna wear off, bro. So after that, you gotta think about, you know what I'm saying, the long term.
And that general manager or head coach can convince the owner, hey, listen, Travis Hunter is a liability in the system that we want to run. We don't want him there anymore. It's the same thing that happened with Aaron Glenn and the Jets. Now, Aaron Glenn, the new head coach of the New York Jets, wanted nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. All right, he was like, look, I'm the head coach now, so I'm bringing you in.
Steelers got Aaron Rodgers.
We got a new general manager. We don't believe that we want you there, so you're done. All right, and Rodgers had to go, and he just signed recently with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's also take into account that it'd be hard for you to sell your house. Look at Deebo Samuels, okay? Deebo Samuels is one of those players that requested a trade not just once, but twice, okay? And he bought a house. It's now listed for $5 million. I believe he sold it, but it was in Morgan Hill. And hey, before he got traded to the Washington, D.C. Commanders.
Bro, even if you sell the house for the same amount that you bought it for, you're still going to lose money, bro. How you're going to really see appreciation on a house is you're going to have to hold it at least 10 years, bro. 5 to 10. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the market before you start seeing real anything. You know what I'm saying? So to buy a house and then you'll have to just leave, like, bro, you're going to lose, but they don't care about losing money. They don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's now listed for $5 million. I believe he sold it, but it was in Morgan Hill. And hey, before he got traded to the Washington, D.C. Commanders.
How much was it, though?
Just once, but twice, okay? And he bought a house. It's now listed for $5 million. I believe he sold it, but it was in Morgan Hill. And hey, before he got traded to the Washington, D.C. Commanders, he had to basically sell his house. Remember, he probably bought this home as 550 pair of shoes inside of this house, but believing that he may be there for his entire career. And do you think he'll be dumb enough to basically get traded and buy another home like this again? Probably not. He'll probably just lease a very nice house. He probably won't know what's going to happen. But the last part is interesting.
And not a lot of people can buy, or not say 2.9, 12.9.
Yeah, 12.9.
In Chicago.
So here he's like, look, how many people, talking about Caleb Williams again, could even afford that house? This is another question about living in Jacksonville. Jacksonville, Florida is not Miami. All right, I can see somebody wanting to buy a house like that in Miami. I can see somebody buying a house like that in New York City, maybe, or even LA. But Jacksonville, Florida, how many people could buy Travis Hunter's house that wants to live in Jacksonville? Now, Jacksonville is the largest city by population in Florida. I did not know that. But who wants to
Yeah, I think that's the capital in it. Jacksonville, the capital in it.
live in Jacksonville? I mean,
I didn't know that either until I looked it up. That's just like, is that Metro though? Is that including the Metro? And you know, just because that's on paper don't mean like. But regardless, I think regardless, it still is.
talk about Florida. Where do you want to live? Everybody wants to go to Miami. You hear about Tampa. You hear about Orlando. Like, it's not Jacksonville, I think, that people are wanting to live. I'm pretty sure property value is much higher in Miami or Tampa than it is in Jacksonville, Florida. So it may be very hard to sell. We don't know. But again, it's a bad move to make when you're on a team that's losing and the general manager and the head coach that brought you in most likely will not be there unless you guys make the playoffs next year, and you probably won't make the playoffs next year. Travis. You're making all the wrong mistakes, son. And, it's interesting how people think that they're going to be different from somebody else and don't want to listen to other people's experiences because it's them. And that's typical of young people. And that's why there are going to be always so many opportunities in the world because of people who are stubborn and think like Travis Hunter. Bro.
Hey man, I'm the type nigga, man. I gotta go through it, to learn sometimes, man.
You gotta understand that people have been through these experiences before, and you're just like 22 years old, and you're making all of the wrong choices because you just feel like you're gonna double down, and you are doubling down on stupidity. And again, a $3.2 million house, just buying it when you don't know if you're going to be on that team in the next 3 to 4 years. Here's what I would suggest to anybody. Just rent. It's better to rent. If you want to buy something or have like a real estate holding company where you buy
niggas don't know nothing about houses. This is your first house you ever even really lived. I mean, gonna say lived in, but you got to take care of this shit. You ain't living on campus. You ain't living at your mama's. None of that. You know what I'm saying? The roof. So much shit that goes in. And then you got a big ass house, bro. All these bathrooms. Let there be a leak. You know what I'm saying? You gotta call the plumber. You gotta pay for it. You gotta handle that business. I mean, that's what your girl should be doing, honestly. But why are you getting the money? But
I mean, I can understand somebody doing that.
It's a lot that goes into a house, bro. How to take care of a house. Niggas don't know how to take care of a house, but just buy the whole
and hold that in a holding company. That is to be expected.
And then pay for everybody to clean it up, and then you're just spending all this money. Boy, if I was this rich, my nigga. Swear to God, man.
Just to buy a $3.2 million home in a city you may or may not be in the next 3 to 4 years is crazy, especially when it's tied to no prenuptial agreement. Because if she leaves, she'll automatically get half of the house and she'll get to keep it. And you'll have to pay for it or have to sell it. And then who are you going to sell it to?
Well, I imagine
a lot of people that only want to live.
What's his contract hit for? He probably... Is nigga signed in? Bro, even if you had 10 mil, bro, and you got that, I mean, that's throughout your deal. The chance is it's probably financed, But yeah, you're gonna have to make them payments and shit, bro. Until it's paid off. Maybe next year you can get a raise after your rookie contract, whatever. You can get some more money and then pay it off, and then, feel like you gonna do whatever, figure out what you gonna do next. You know what I'm saying?
Live in Jacksonville, Florida as it is. But hey, what do I know? You're richer than me. Next story.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going all the way to Nashville, which is technically in Tennessee, one of the dustiest states I cover here on the program. And today we're dealing with this beautiful young lady, Eulandria Bond. Now, Eulandria Bond is 36 years old, and she got into it with her 17-year-old.
Hey, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right there. He doing a whole 2-part. So, yeah, shouts out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. But, yeah, that's how I feel about Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? It's just not smart. I don't think those are the smartest decisions, And that's easy for anybody to say. He's probably been hearing this he's a grown man. He gonna make his own decisions, bro. And that's up to that's their fate at the end of it, bro. We're not walking in their shoes. We don't have to worry about getting done wrong. We all try and help them, look out for them. Okay, it's cool. It is what it is, man. I'm gonna continue to keep living my life and focus on me and making smart decisions. You know what I'm saying? For the next man, this isn't the smartest decision, you know. So that's what we're telling him, and we're telling everybody else, like, hey, this is not the best decision, man. To get married as soon as you hit the league and you play the game, bought a house, you know what I'm saying? And got married, no prenup. Even though I think I just said that. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? So I need everybody hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. If you made it to the end of this video, you bored, check out this video to the left, or check out my music to the right. I just dropped some new shit, all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good shit. I'll get at y'all on the next one, and I'm gone. TYP the name.